All right, everybody, part 2, Richard and Pete, walk about, talk about. Yeah, so another interesting thing I noticed about those men hammering on that stone. You would think they would be, right, you guys in construction, imagine these guys beat on a stone with different size hammers all day. That's their day, beating on a stone, man. I don't even know when they took breaks, but I'm sure they had to take a lunch break at least. I'm sure their diet of lunch consisted of extremely high ancient calories. But when you looked at these guys, you would be shocked. You would think, oh man, these guys wouldn't fucking come up there looking like freaking Schwarzenegger or something, right? Nope. They look just like me and you. And you watch them beat that stone, man. I knew every move they were doing, their whole body was into that. So they put their whole being into that hammer. They were anchored at their feet, but their hips, from there, bam, 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 they were dropping them hammers and hitting them chisels. They were up over on top of that piece of stone. Gotta say, I was very impressed. But here's another bonus I know. Yeah, they didn't show these guys on their breaks and what they ate, but I'm pretty sure I can look up what they used to eat back in the 30s, and it's a lot of eggs, a lot of sausage, no vegetable, seed oil, anythings, no processed anything. And at that very moment, while those guys were all day there banging on a stove, their wives were at home feeding the family, and when that guy came home, I know for a fact that there was a pot hot on the stove ready for him. I cannot imagine any other type of life like that. And that's all before they had, come on, Pete, let's go this way. Pete! Pete! That's all before they had, electricity. There was no electricity there. So, what a different life. But I was also impressed by the craftsmanship, myself being in, building and manufacturing things and all that. Craftsmanship. It's always been an interesting thing here in the modern days in the 21st century. I don't know, but in the 20th century, I had my good jobs and my bad jobs, and had good, pretty, did some pretty nice work. A lot of stuff that you can never, you can't you just can't teach. You have to experience, you have to learn. But this is going to go full circle into my last video about AI replacing the unfortunate people in the company I work for that work at basically desk jobs, logical jobs as far as I mean, like, I don't know if they're logical, but they're easily replaced. And our kids today are going to need a business and a job or something like that. And I want to reiterate that going into the trades, learning the trades could be a very good thing for the future for your kids. Not all trades are dirty, but I tell you this much. All trades, you exercise yourself all day. So at the end of the day, you may or may not look like Arnold Schwarzenegger, but you're exercised. And you live a lot longer, and at the end of the day, you're in better shape than just sitting down and then maybe going out to a local gym and working out for 20 minutes, 30 minutes. But those guys there banging on that stone, I bet they were as hard as stone. Their muscles, yeah, a different culture. And then after that, get over here, Pete. You're not going to dig that armadillo up. Chase an armadillo down the hall. You do. Yeah, back onto those trades. For a young man to go into the trades is actually good for him physically fitness. But in the trades, there's an extreme amount of logical engineering based on what you're doing. It helps build an order in your head, mathematical or not. Being a musician must be one of the reasons. Just I like order, I like the engineering aspect of how exacting it is. I mean, your tolerances in engineering, but it's a very exacting, precise thing. And that's not to scare anybody away. That's no more intense than if you're entering data in some freaking keypad onto some database somewhere and you slip a finger. So it's not that intimidating. But the future here, in my company where I work, where they're cutting back on the people who sit at the desks, we still don't have enough engineers. And to bring this up honestly, in that meeting, they mentioned that we usually have 100, 110 engineers. But at this moment, I think we're around 80-something, almost 90 engineers. And there you go. And the reason that is there's a lot of industries in this area. This is being like the vacation capital of the southeast. You know, there are a lot of big parks out here who need engineers. It'd be a resort I work for, which is basically timeshare, suites, and 2-bedroom condo type things. But we have we have everything. We are a 5-star. We do have basketball courts and tennis courts. We're a 5-star. We have everything. Multiple pools, multiple hot tubs, we have huge hot tubs. We have water features. We have events. We have restaurants. But across the street, we have Mickeyville and Universalville, and they need their guys too. So in this area here, there's a shortage of engineers, and the financing is, the money they pay is decent. But at the end of the day, in this day and age, 21st century, the most important person, the most important, in my opinion, industry in the world right now that this country needs, other than the manufacturing, what we need is we need engineers in every field. We have a shortage everywhere. And everyone that went to school for the computer stuff that involves data and such like that, AI is going to replace them very quickly. And if they're still young, I'm encouraging you guys, if you're still young enough, it doesn't matter. Go anytime. There are a lot of trade schools out there. And I'll tell you what, you research the trades, you can make some good money. And if your kids haven't gone off to college yet and don't know exactly what they want to do, I would have you encourage them to research some trades. Electrical is 99% of the time clean, a clean job. Plumbing depends if you're doing new construction plumbing or if you're repairing the old stuff. Repairing old stuff is dirty, but it pays way more. And I mean, it pays good just to show up. is a big honking cha-ching. Call a plumber to come and take care of your stopped up drains. You guys know. Imagine if that was your son. And like I said, no matter what trade anybody gets into, after they get past their apprenticeship into their journeyman, go off and to start your own company. And our country, the United States here, there are states that are paying engineers to move to them because there's none there to work on anything that the people need worked on, if it be plumbing, electrical, AC, heat. There's a lot of possibility today. So with that being said, guys, I want to encourage you, go ahead and check out that Isaiah 54. And leave me your likes, comments, and subscribe. And this is Richard and Pete from Walkabout Talk About. And we will talk to you later. Until then, remember, God bless, Jesus saves.